Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Heretic's Saiyan-themed army was still undefeated. That's right, clown. Since Human Sphere 3 came out, I have not been defeated. Well then, Vegeta, perhaps you'd like to play my US Ariadna army. So, you dare challenge the Prince of All Saiyans? Well, okay, why not? I mean, we're not actually going to fight, right? We're just playing Infinity, right? I know you normally like to fight, but you know I was talking about Infinity, right? Guys, Heretic of you here, coming right back at you with an Infinity Battle Report. I know it has been some time since we've done one of these, and to be honest, all I've got is some cell phone pics, but it was a really good battle, and I thought I wanted to upload it and share my thoughts, and I don't know, we should talk, you know. There's some cool stuff that's going to be happening to the channel, and I'll do that at the end of this battle report. But meanwhile, let's go to some picks, right? Should we? Yeah, let's do that. All right, now moving on to deployment and basically my army. Basically, two combat groups of Morats. Put the Vanguard in their own combat group, and I had my 360 Q drone along with a Harris team of Yaogats, and what else I have in that team? Oh, and all the I had 4 of the witch soldiers, and they were in the other group. So I had a group of 8, and I want to say 7 altogether. So there's a lot of more rats. I know I play them a little bit differently than what most of the internet say to do. You know, they're all, most people go with the hard hitting units. I kind of center around the Vanguard. A lot of people think that the Vanguard are garbage, but I don't know. I get a lot of good use from them, and so as you can tell from the pictures, or if you can't, whatevs. Basically, the way it was set up was the Vanguard was pretty much in the center of my deployment zone. Had the HMG and HMG and missile launcher kind of facing one flank. And if you can't tell, there was a central building that we decided was going to be infinite height for the purposes of blocking. You know, we didn't want too much line of sight, obviously. So the Vanguard was kind of split up in 2 firing arcs. So on the left side of the table was covered by the HMG, like I said, and missile launcher. I had 2 forward observers. They were prone, and then on the other side, of the right side of the central building, we had the K1 sniper covering that, and I had my Q drone, my total reaction Q drone. So between the two, I figured I'm going second in this scenario, and so I wanted to cover, basically, cover the advance of my opponent. And knowing when you're playing Ariadna, you're going to be also facing the dreaded, 8-point guy with the heavy flamethrower that can infiltrate. My opponent took 4 of those, and let's see, I think 2 made it, and that's just something you're going to have to learn to deal with when you play US Ariadna. That tactic is just too too good, too cheap not to use. So the best thing you can do is know it's coming, and pretty much you're going to be on the losing battle of that, but you just got to weather that storm and move on. We'll go into that as we talk about turn one, but right now that was my deployment. We are playing Seize the Antennas, and this is a 300-point game. My classified was HVT Inoculation. Alright, so on to my opponent. I got a few pictures of that. He basically went with, I'm just going off memory here, Devil Dog, Antipode, I think a full team of grunts with, that was a link team, I think a HMG sniper rifle. Not sure what else was in that team. Couple foxtrots and the four guys with heavy flamethrowers and what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. Special character guy. Why is it slipping in my head right now? Don't know. Van Zan't. There you go. Van Zandt. There you go. Yeah. Pretty much, I think he had two combat groups. One with 9 and one with 6 in it. And I think his classified was the one where you have to forward observe my HVT. So that's pretty much what it was with him. He kind of did the same thing. He had his grunt as a firing base, kind of spread them between two buildings, taking advantage of the 8-inch zone of control dealio there. And then he had infiltrated a foxtrot guy on a building. And like I said, there were two more guys with flamethrowers infiltrating. Oh, that's right. He had the Ohio Minuteman. And pretty much he was kind of similarly spread out the way I was. So really good turn one for Ariadna. Basically, if I to sum up the turn, he had started with he had a couple of impetuous moves. That's right, the Devil Dog. I managed to clip him with the HMG as he advanced forward, but then he made a couple of successful smoke dodges and got to basically my left flank where I was hiding my Harris team of Yaugats. As far as the flamethrowers, the initial flamethrower attack goes, that went well for him as well. Yeah, we will double up on all of the wells. Basically, he had a flamethrower guy on top of a building who took out my total reaction. Total reaction did end up killing him, but you know it's a horrible trade. The second flamethrower guy was able to take out. I think he missed he went for one of my Datarazis who dodged inside a building, and he ended up getting himself shot by one of my vanguards with the HMG. So kind of neutralized that threat. But the big thing about this turn was he got the Devil Dog and the Antipode all the way to inside my deployment zone, and was able to kind of sneak behind this building and shotgun my entire Harris team, which I had my lieutenant in that unit and a Spitfire, and they were all, and the other two guys were rocking Panzerfaust, so that was a big loss on that end, and so I had to do something to sort of, he kind of already had me on the ropes at that point, so that was a very So I kind of have to apologize because I don't have a lot of photos beyond this point. So I'm just gonna kind of go over the rest of the game, and you're gonna kind of have to piece it together by looking at these photos what I had left. So turn goes to me, and so I immediately want to take out the. Well, I had a couple of impetuous moves. Nothing too bad happened. I didn't lose any guys during the impetuous phase to arrows. I was really careful about that. I did. So after that, they just kind of positioned themselves, um, you know, towards the closest enemy. I know that the Devil Dog was close to one, and then I had, I think that's right. He had a couple of camo markers in the central room, so most of the witch soldiers moved towards those camo markers. So highlights of my turn, basically I took out the Devil Dog relatively early with my Rodoc Doc and just kind of lit him up with a boarding shotgun. That didn't worry about the Antipode. My K1 sniper, after a couple of face-to-face rolls, was able to take out his long-range sniper on his link team of grunts. So not a bad start, but still kind of reeling from behind. Then I was able to position my favorite hacker, Vegeta, my Morat hacker guy, into scoring the first. He was basically got the first antenna, successful willpower roll, and basically positioned him and a Dr. Razi to to take over the. Basically, they ended up taking over kind of the middle. They were going to confront the two camo markers when. And this is something I forgot that was in my opponent's list. He had a war core, flash pulse the crap out of those two with arrows. So we got to look up the blinding rules. Yeah, and the stun ones as well. That was sort of the end of my turn. Just kind of positioning myself with one of the antennas, and I really needed backup and taking that central room. So that was end of turn one. Then his turn two. I call this the vengeance of Van Zandt. So he pulls out Van Zandt way on my right flank, and so Van Zandt sneaks up, takes out two Datarazis, takes out one of my other hacker Morats, which was part of the Link team, and then takes out my Doc. I mean, Van Zandt just goes on a friggin' murder spree. And because of, he was able to stay out of my zone of control. And even when he was in my zone of control, he, had martial arts. So, like, my guys just were poorly positioned. He was behind all of my firing arcs. And, yeah, it was just Van Zandt Murder Fest 2016. He ended his turn by placing some mines in the central objective room. He had revealed that he had two Foxtrot guys. So there was a Foxtrot guy in the door that was closest to the building, central building. There was the closest door to me to get in was covered by a Foxtrot and a landmine. The actual antenna had a second landmine and a Foxtrot guy watching over that. So that was pretty good. A really strong second turn, and he's just wiping me. I think I was down to maybe, I was less than 10 orders. I think I had like 7 at that point. So second turn. Second turn is when I don't know, dice rolls just went cold. I remember trying to. So Van Zandt climbs up the central building and like surprises my Link team, but he doesn't kill anybody. He runs up and tries to punch one of them, and I make the armor save or something like that. Then I respond by sending in another Morat in, trying to fight Van Zandt back, and Van Zandt wins that fight, and so that was fun. I think at that point then I unloaded an HMG at him, and that didn't work. So we kind of just, I was like, you know what, I'll deal with Van Zandt later. I've got to get to this central objective. Oh, that's right, because he did actually end up activating the central marker on his turn. So I grab a Dotarazi and Vegeta that were in the center of the table. Dotarazi runs in, is able to dodge both mine attacks, which is awesome, makes it in close combat, and loses to the Foxtrot in close combat. God, close freaking combat in this game. So frustrating. Okay. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Vegeta's going to take over, right? He's going to do all this stuff. So Vegeta lines up shots through the door, takes out the first Foxtrot. I'm like, okay, great. Runs in, angles in so he can see the second Foxtrot, takes that guy out. Okay. Boom. Now I have enough orders to just get him to the central objective. And I'm thinking, okay, he's going to have one turn left. I've got to either, this was like crucial decision time for me. Like I had to think, all right, he's going to swarm in. As he started moving in, and we're going on to his turn, his final turn, I drop a landmine to protect myself. I dodge a couple of times. He got some wild shots in that building. I was able to make successful dodges, and I'm like, okay, I've got to survive one last shot. And I remember it was his lieutenant that snuck up and lined up a shot through the door. And I'm like, okay. Choice was if I did not know that he wouldn't have enough orders to come in and retake over the antenna. Had I known that, had I been a smarter player, I should have arrowed, punched the buttons. Looking back now, what I did was I declared a dodge, and I remember rolling a 14, which would have, pretty sure that would have failed. It would have failed the dodge for sure. And if I declared the willpower check to activate the antenna, I think that would have failed. I think they're willpower 13, not 14. So I don't, in hindsight, it doesn't matter, but the fact that he, got tagged and then, subsequently died, there's no turn, no point in playing my third turn. I had two guys left, but basically, friggin' Ariana took it 6-3. Really close. I mean, Vegeta almost pulled it out, but like in true Vegeta style, he chokes at the end and it doesn't quite work out. So it was a fun game, and I just thought I would share it, do a quick video and upload it and share it with you guys. So that's pretty much the battle report. Hope you like it. Just a quick announcement at the end of this. Okay, thanks for sticking around for the special announcement at the end. Basically, yeah, my paint service is sort of picked up. I got a new client, and so I was going to announce, like I was going to create a Facebook page, and I was going to invite you guys to like that page. I guess I'll do that in a separate video once I get a proper logo and everything. But yeah, I hope you will enjoy, because we'll have some new painting projects coming up, including, well, you'll see, because I just got my package and just got my first set of miniatures from this guy. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching the battle report, man. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.